Your 3-minute question and answer period for the Scotiabank Climate Action Challenge will now begin. Please explain why you chose to partner with another organization, if applicable.
For sure. So we partnered with multiple organizations in the development of our projects. They were kind of on the technical side and then on the business model side. So on the technical side, we partnered with a machine shop, a mechanical engineering firm, and a prototyping agency to ensure that the technology we're using in our project was kind of the best that it could be. From the business model side, we did have a lot of help from the entrepreneurship ecosystem on campus to ensure that everything we were doing was also kind of the best that we could be to make the most value. So we really think that, working with partners is a way to kind of bring in the most expertise to our project, since there's a lot of areas that we are not experts in, and we do rely on partners to kind of make that happen. Next question.
What was the biggest challenge you faced when implementing this project, and how did you overcome it?
For sure. So since the start, there were a lot of challenges that we did face with Poly, specifically around the technical side. So I mentioned those partners that we worked with, and that was really kind of how we overcame that challenge. We relied on a lot of the expertise out in the industry so we could bring that knowledge into our team to really create a successful project. This year, particularly though, the challenge that we faced the most was in kind of adapting our business model to fit in the new COVID environment. In the past, we were focused on expansion and selling systems to other people, but given the challenges of COVID-19, we decided to kind of bring that back more local and kind of try to create impact with the machine that we have in Ottawa. So it was definitely a challenge to try to get everything aligned to kind of shift that focus, but I'm happy to say that we have a lot of positive partnerships in development right now, and we are seeing quite a bit of success with that shift.
How did you design your evaluation process to effectively measure your project's climate impact?
For sure. So what we do at Poly is we weigh and measure all of our plastic, and we account for CO2, water, and oil with industry standard comparisons. So in fact, Poly uses 99% less oil, 83% less CO2, and 97% less water than traditional practices. As well, we made sure to collaborate with environmentalists, waste management experts, as well as mechanical engineering firms, as we just mentioned. And this really allowed us to account for any kind of negative externalities and also develop that process of CO2, water, oil, and plastic weight measurement that allows us to really measure where our impact lies.
Have you had any unintended negative impacts on the climate through this project, and how did you overcome them?
For sure, that's something that we considered heavily while we were designing our project. And when we use our machines, we're using about the same amount of power as a electric dryer and a space heater if you put them together. So it is some kind of electrical output, but it is very minimal. It's pretty comparable to any standard household appliance that you would use. We integrated that into our impact calculations to ensure that we were actually accounting for all of the kind of resources that we were using. As Alex mentioned before, we do use about 99% less oil, 83% less CO2, and 97% less water than if the same product was made in a traditional form. So we do think that all these impacts have been accounted for in our calculations.
Time has now expired. Thank you.